Now, as many of you already know that NIO, not only are they selling their cars in China, but they are also selling their cars in Europe. This is something that it's pretty exciting to the new investors, because in the long term, we are going to see these countries outside of China starting to bear much fruit in terms of deliveries for NIO. I mean, as I'm doing this video right now, NIO is in preparation of penetrating the UAE market, or the United Arab Emirates market, which that market specifically it's a very interesting one, because you will know that most of the guys that are staying there have got some tons and tons of cash. They've got money to spend, and they can easily buy, or we could easily see NIO doing so much well there than any other country outside of China. It is very possible that we get to see that. I mean, this UAE total population as of 2024, or live total population, it's around, or it's over 12.7 million, and out of those 12.7 million, over 87% of the population there at UAE, they're staying in suburbs, and only 12%, or just over 12%, it's staying in rural areas. So most of the guys there have got cash, which is why this is a very good smart move from NIO, as it will bring in some good sales hopefully there, because a lot of guys, like I'm telling you, there they are quite rich, and it won't be a problem spending for a car or for an EV maker like NIO. So this is a strategic move, or once again we are seeing NIO making this strategic move, trying to make sure that they start getting as many sales outside of China as possible. Personally, I think we could easily see UAE selling more than Europe, right, in terms of sales that they generate, because quite a number of people there are rich, and therefore and will result in many of them not struggling to buy EV cars like NIO. I mean, today as I was getting this news, I saw sneak peeks that it appears that NIO is already present in UAE. As seen on the screen or on the picture, you will notice that there is a NIO car there with a UAE number plate, which shows you that it is already there. There are quite a number of people that have started showing interest onto NIO before it officially penetrates the UAE. So it appears that NIO has already started developing, or they have it appears that NIO has already dedicated a website specifically for UAE, which is pretty exciting. NIO is making progress as the penetration to UAE is approaching. I mean, NIO, as it stands, they're building very strong networks to make sure that they provide best possible experience for their users in UAE. And I think part of that is, of course, looking for locations to build or to start deploying their battery swapping stations, charging infrastructure, and of course service centers, NIO houses, and all those kind of things, which I have no doubt that looking at the kind of a car that NIO is producing, or the kind of cars that NIO is producing, I have no doubt that they will do very well there in United Arab Emirates. I mean, like I said, those guys have got money. That's one thing that we need to stress. What makes me to be very bullish is that those guys have money, and sooner or later, and you might find that already there are so many of the investors, or we already have quite a number of retail investors there that are injecting money, or after knowing, getting the experience, who knows, they might inject money into even the stock. So because they see the kind of product that NIO is producing, and they like the quality, and they see the potential that lies within the NIO stock. So I'm happy. I look forward to the UAE penetration, and yet again, this is another catalyst for NIO, because imagine over 11 million people who are staying at urban areas. If they can get their hands onto NIO with maybe quite a number of battery swapping stations in the cities, this could be something big for NIO. This market penetration might unlock quite a number of sales, which we look forward to, or I look forward to seeing NIO selling some good numbers there in UAE. So yeah, man, we look forward to more penetrations. Yes, Europe might not be selling that well, but we hope to see things also changing there, especially with the sub brands going to also go and penetrate the EU market. One of the things that, of course, is hindering or hinders NIO's doing well in Europe is, number one, their cars are quite expensive there. I mean, you can imagine if NIO cars are already expensive in China, where they are being produced, then how much is it going to be, or how much more are the European guys are going to pay for the NEO cars. They are going to pay quite a lot. It's a showcase, but the good thing is that we are going to see sub brands starting to also penetrate on NEO, starting to make sure that their sub brands also penetrate the European market, which will make it easier for those that cannot afford the NEO main brand models to go and buy the sub brands. Yes, it will also give them the same experience or similar experience to those that buy the NEO main brand, like going to complete or do a battery swapping station, like going to a NEO service center, after sales services, which are just so premium. So this is something that is pretty exciting. It makes me look forward to NEO penetrating more and more countries, but UAE specifically, I'm very interested into this because, guys, once again, UAE has got 12.7. As I'm doing this video, the live count is sitting at over 12.7 million people in UAE, and over 87% of those are in the cities, and only 12% are in the, of course, rural areas. So looking at the fact that quite a number of people are rich, so it means, or therefore means, that we might see NEO doing also exceptionally well. They're better than Europe, which is why it is a big thing, or an entry to UAE. It is a very important thing, not just only to NEOs, but also as the investors, because we know there are quite a number of people that can afford the NEO cars there. So tell me what you think about this. I think these news are bullish. We look forward, and I cannot wait to see NEO penetrate the United Arab Emirates market, because it has got quite a number, or a huge potential. I mean, you will remember that last year we received, I mean, you will know that last year there is a country in UAE, Abu Dhabi, which invested $2.2 billion onto NEO last year. This is something that is really incredible, because it shows us that even big financial institutions or big institutions are already interested into NEO, and seeing NEO going there, it is with no doubt that it will succeed, because it already has got big backups from big companies there in the UAE, or which is in the UAE, which is very important, and it will play a very huge role in NEO growing there. So I'm happy, I'm excited, and I think blue sky is coming. Tell me what you think about this. I think these are bullish news, and therefore we might see also, maybe, who knows, the market reacting positive on this. But otherwise, do your own DD before you buy NEO for the very first time, because this stock is quite volatile, let's face it, and therefore it requires you to have done some due diligence, so that at least you don't get to panic sell. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best, and God bless you all.